Kojima's PT, also known as Silent Hills, had a huge impact on the horror video game sector, despite the fact that the story was only around 90 minutes long. It was globally praised, and many think it's one of the most frightening and unforgettable games of the past 10 years, if not ever. The idea of a recurrent and terror-filled corridor, which serves as the core aspect of the game, has been widely adopted by various independent horror games. Also, numerous production companies, irrespective of their size, have taken inspiration from Kojima's masterpiece. Furthermore, the unfortunate story of the game's creation and termination has even had a bearing on the designing of future projects. It is safe to say that the effects of PT are far-reaching.
Here, there can be only sadness.
In this video, we are going to list few horror games that took inspiration directly from PT, and without exaggeration, they are as scary and disturbing as the original game too. And to be fair, these titles have their own style and creativity that made them memorable and even more detailed. The Sinner Prologue was a small-scale video game being created with good intentions, but unfortunately, it included some elements that violated copyright laws. Although the game was available for download on the internet for a period of time, it had to be taken down due to accusations of copyright infringement from multiple sources. Despite the fact that the game had nice graphics and an appealing atmosphere, the developer was on the wrong side of the law. Criticisms of the game included that it had taken assets without authorization from other well-known franchises, such as Beyond Two Souls, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and The Evil Within. It is not known whether the game will be updated or remain untouched, leaving only the possibility of what might have been, similar to what happened with PT. So, ironically, this game didn't just share the same concept and creepy gameplay with PT, but it also had the same fate, which is never seeing the light.
My name's Detective Reinhardt, Roswell Police Department. You're trespassing on an active crime scene. Give yourself up peacefully. No one has to get hurt here.
This video game, which is popularly referred to as the Peterson case, is a psychological horror that focuses on the mental instability of humans while they look into the disappearance of a family. As they search the house, the player is forced to confront reminiscences of war and confront unusual entities. Players can experience the same kind of eerie atmosphere that made PT popular, but with an even wider range of elements. It offers a mix of UFO sightings, first-person action, and supernatural activity that really sets it apart from other games. So if you're a fan of psychological horror and action along with nice visuals, then this game would be a perfect choice for you.
July 23rd, 1947. The day I was given the case. The retirement gift. The Peterson case. The family's been missing for over a week. Little evidence, no direction. Practically a dead-end job.
It is the 1980s in Italy, and a physician has disappeared. The role of the detective looking for the doctor has been taken on by the player. The story takes place in the doctor's place of residence, where all kinds of dangerous things appear to be surrounding the detective. As soon as the front door is opened, a weighty and intimidating atmosphere is sensed. PT enthusiasts will be equally thrilled and scared due to the feeling of being watched and not knowing what may be lurking in shadowy corners. Hellseed is perfect for horror fans who are looking for a frightful experience with objects spinning around on their heads, blood trickling down the walls, and jump scares that can compete with those found in PT. So if you're a hardcore Silent Hills lover, then this title should definitely be on your radar.
In this quiet house, between bookshelves and rows of paintings, lives an artist. Something happened here. Something so frightening, so deeply unnerving. Something wicked, and so profoundly disgusting.
Even though Layers of Fear obviously utilizes the same concept as PT, which is the shifting interior of a haunted artist's mansion, there are more delicate ways it pays homage to Kojima's demo. The most prominent tie between the two is in the plot. Layers of Fear revolves around an anguished painter who is in the middle of composing his masterpiece by going through a grueling, reality-warping adventure in an ancient mansion.
You ordered a true portrait, so that's what I painted. The clock struck 1. The horde ran down.
Generally speaking, the narrative of an artist suffering anguish is a tribute to the unsuccessful process of creating PT, which was marked by disagreement between Hideo Kojima and Konami, which resulted in them separating. This rift is well known among gamers, and Layers of Fear dramatically depicts one of the genuine horror stories of the gaming industry in a powerful and subtle manner. For gamers, Infliction is the horror game that people expected PT to be. It was initially released in 2018 and centers around an evil spirit that chases the player through a gloomy suburban house as secrets are gradually unveiled.
This is where the lost are found. And vengeance rears its ugly head. Vengeful souls are born of violent death.
This entrancing game has a strong hold on players due to its spooky noises, random events, and lifelike graphics. The plot is quite similar to that of PT, and the villain will bring back the most horrible memories to fans. You will have to delve into a home encased in tragedy and discover the devastating mysteries that are buried deep within many stuff, such as the messages, artwork, household items, and other remains of family life. Discover hints and utilize items to unlock new pathways and make revelations while trying to stay away from the vicious presence living in the house. As you search for clues, it hunts for you. You need to hide and take advantage of light sources, such as camera flashes, to temporarily paralyze the spirit and avoid its pursuit. The question is, can you endure long enough to achieve redemption? We'll see.
How's the search going?
This is no longer just a missing person case, Jess.
You don't sound like yourself. You okay?
No, it's nothing.
Bullet, seek.
Just talk to me, please.
You heard the legend, right? About the witch?
Alice, you sure you're doing fine?
Jess.
Although Blair Witch has not been as widely acclaimed as it should be, it has been largely influenced by the story of PT. Despite the fact that it doesn't have an extensive range of gameplay, Blair Witch more than compensates for this with its gripping plotline and the ability to completely immerse oneself in the game, which are both qualities that have been seen in the Silent Hills demo.
Jess, you there? I think I'm starting to lose it.
To me.
Jess? Jess!
Drawing inspiration from the Blair Witch Project films, the game replaces the interior of the iconic PT home with a suspenseful forest path and hazy memories of protagonist Ellis Lynch's military service. It skillfully employs the psychological horror techniques of Silent Hills to create a unique experience in the franchise.
Jess, I'm so sorry for everything. If only I could...
If only I hadn't married you. If only I'd listened.
Jess, please. I know I messed up.
You killed them, Ellis.
What?
You're a murderer and a coward.
No.
I'm leaving, Ellis. You know what you need to do? Be a man for once.
PT has achieved remarkable acclaim due to its small file size of 1.3 gigabytes at the time of release. Emika Games, a group of independent developers, have taken this minimalist approach and established themselves as a brand based on PT's mechanics. The most well-known example of this is the 2021 success story of Summer of '58. Summer of '58 has been constructed with a recursive story and includes a plethora of moving corridors and jump scares that will make your heart skip a beat. It has an impressive resemblance to the mechanics that succeeded in PT without resembling an exact replica. There is an abundance of spooky and riveting homemade Silent Hill artworks out there, and Emnica Games' work certainly stands out from the rest. When discussing PT, Allison Road cannot be overlooked. It was among the first video games to be revealed after the cancellation of PT in 2014. Initially, a Kickstarter campaign was launched to fund the game, yet that plan was abandoned later on in 2015 in favor of a publisher. An impressive 13-minute pre-alpha gameplay video was shared, which enticed PT fans, and it successfully captured the same atmosphere of the original game. However, it is unfortunate that Allison Road would experience a similar cancellation to the one of PT by the year 2016. A few months later, according to a report by Engadget, the creator Chris Kessler stated that he and his wife would be establishing their own game development team, and they would generate the game independently. Sadly, fans have not received any news from them since then. We'll never know if this game will ever see the light, but that definitely won't exclude it from this list. Sad Square Studios' popular indie game Visage, the first installment of which was released in 2018, was one of the first games to be inspired by Silent Hills. It is easy to spot the resemblance between the haunted house, created by Dwayne Anderson, and PT's never-ending corridor. In addition, both games deal with topics of self-hatred and supernatural retribution for those who have done heinous acts, which is a common theme in the Silent Hill series. Visage also adopts a structure that is similar to PT. It is composed of 4 chapters, each of which contains a separate narrative that is of a comparable length to the Silent Hills demo. So if you want to relive a similar experience to PT's, then Visage is the perfect game for you. We hope that the video gave you a good idea of the amazing horror games out there that can actually compete with PT when it comes to making us uncomfortable and scared, but thrilled at the same time. Each game has its own background, but they all share the same goal, which is providing the most scary experience possible to players. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with our videos. See you in the next one.